Hello, welcome to Poetry Changes Lives, my book of poetry, history, and a thought for the day. And that's quite something to put in one book. There aren't many like that, I can tell you. Well, on this day in 1595, in London at the Globe Theatre, the first performance of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet took place. This tale of teenage love, violence, and death is the most sexually charged of all Shakespeare's plays, which may account for its popularity and perhaps explain why it's been filmed so many times. It contains some of the most beautiful lines the bard ever wrote, in my humble opinion, anyway. If the play was simply a story of adolescent, love-sick kids, it probably wouldn't have been so well remembered. As always, Shakespeare has other messages to give. Take Romeo, for example. He's not just a hormonal teenager helplessly driven by emotions. In the course of the play, Romeo matures considerably, especially after his friend Mercutio is killed. Romeo sort of takes responsibility and acts. And I think Shakespeare is trying to give the message, which was very true, certainly in his days in the 16th century, that life is dangerous and young men simply falling in love and wandering around dreamy, lovesick state was highly dangerous. It it was not the way for a man to mature in those days, and maybe that's true today too. I'm not sure, but I think the Shakespeare, as always, has a lot of subplots going on. Well, not everyone liked the play. Diarist Samuel Pepys, writing in 1662, he went to see it in London and he said, "It is a play of itself the worst I ever heard in my life." Well, I don't know what got into Samuel Pepys. Most people didn't agree, luckily. Well, I'm going to read just a few of the most famous lines in the play, I think, and perhaps some of the most famous lines in all literature, English literature. Here we are. This is when Romeo sees his love for one of the first times. But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief, that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady, oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. Well, that's Romeo at his most lovesick. But as I say, he matures, which is what makes the play so interesting. Today, I reflect upon spirituality and the need to understand emotions rather than simply to be driven by them from day to day. Thank you for listening.